title is Creating Your Vision. Have you ever felt like there was no way out? Do you wish all steps in life were clear? Just wait till you have children. Could you use a secret to help you get where you want to be? Jessica's journey began at age 19. She was in a traumatic car accident. Doctors told her she would never be the same. Today she agrees. I would never be the same, but in the best possible way. I have overcome everything I was told was impossible because I knew where I was going. When she thinks of the 4th of July, she thinks of freedom and the gift we have been given to be exactly where we are today. I'm also reminded of the quote from Thomas Jefferson that says, "Nothing in the world can stop a man with the right mental attitude. Nothing on earth can stop a man with the wrong mental attitude." For the 4th, she will be taking a break from city life. She's really downtown in the middle of it all and going to Asheville, North Carolina. Please help me welcome Jessica.
I can see in what you call the dark. I can see a God-made world and not a man-made world. That quote was from Helen Keller, who lost her vision and hearing at age 1. However, her life was lived focused on what she could see, not what she couldn't. I didn't realize the full magnitude of that quote, or I didn't realize the full magnitude of Helen Keller's journey until I had my car accident in 2006. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, that's when I was confronted with the impossible. Sorry. As you can imagine, I suffered many injuries. One of the injuries I suffered was called a brachial plexus injury. It was an injury to my left arm, and it paralyzed it. It didn't move. And of course, I was a lefty, so that made it a little difficult. Doctors insisted that I wear this blue, boring, plain, ugly sling. Right here. For the rest of my life. The problem with that was no matter what strides I made in my recovery, when people that knew me looked at me, what they saw was this sling. They saw what I didn't have. They saw that I was injured. All progress that I had made was forgotten. And I had made a lot of progress. I was in the hospital for 3 months, a little over 3 months. Suffered injuries such as traumatic brain injury, a stroke due to bleeding in my brain, numerous broken bones. I even relearned how to walk. And here I was, standing in front of them, talking, operating normally, but all they could see was the sling. As soon as they saw me, people felt obligated to ask, how's your arm? How's your arm doing? I answered this every day. And so every day I would answer enthusiastically, it's getting better every day. My hand moved, so I would give a thumbs up. And that wasn't the truth. The truth would have sounded like, my arm? It's the same as yesterday, the week before that, the month before that, and the year before that. It still doesn't move. But that would have been the wrong focus. and I know what you focus on grows. If I focus on the bad, the fact that I had been visiting numerous doctors for over 2 years and not one could give me an answer, not one could give me the hope that, hey, maybe your arm can move again. If I focused on that, I'd be paralyzed. And I knew where I was standing was not where I was going to stay. I had a vision. I had a vision of my life without the sling. And I was moving toward that vision. I focused on the positive. I delved into the self-help section at the bookstore. I hung up motivational quotes all around my room. I surrounded myself with positive people that believed in me. In 2008, my mom introduced me to Nick Vujicic. Nick was born without any arms or legs. But to him, these are just minor details, small details. Nick believes that attitude is altitude. Today, he's a very in-demand speaker. He speaks all over the world. His positive thinking is the key to success. Nick moves differently than us, but he knew the secret. He knew that when he moved, no matter how he moved, when he moved, his world moved. Attitude is altitude. I never lost enthusiasm. Searching for a doctor over 2 years, I just kept going. I knew my direction, I saw it, and I just kept going. I was finally led to a doctor 2 years later, the Mayo Clinic in Minnesota. And I was so excited. They gave me a call, and they told me to come up for an assessment, and it was just a dream come true because I had seen this. I had seen this for so long, and it was finally happening. Then I remember I ran into the physician that treated me in the hospital, and he said, "Hey, I heard you're going to the Mayo Clinic." "Yeah, I am," and I was so excited, and I was telling him, and he cut me off. He said, "I don't know why you're going. There's nothing they can do." At that moment, the hope that I had for 2 years nearly vanished from the opinion of one doctor. But I went to the Mayo Clinic because I remembered, when I move, my world moves. And this was my story, not his. I went to the Mayo Clinic. I went for an assessment. I ended up having a surgery on my arm. They did a tendon transfer. Now what this was my bicep nerve. Your nerves, they die after a year. So bicep nerve, no good. So what they did was they disconnected my tricep tendon because it was still good. Gravity takes care of tricep. Your arm is naturally going to fall. What they could do was they could disconnect your tricep and connect it to my bicep. So when I pushed down, my arm would go up. And when I relax, my arm goes down. And my sling wouldn't be needed anymore. I went for an assessment, and he said, "We can do this in 3 days." And I said, yes. I saw the vision in my life in the darkest moments. Through framing my vision in a positive light, finding inspiring stories, and never losing enthusiasm, I was able to make my vision happen. So I want to ask you, what's your vision? What are your challenges? In your life, there are going to be people that have your best interest. They're supposed to have your best interest, but they end up creating more barriers. And I want to encourage you to have a vision, like Mike. He said it. He said his moment was dark. But have a vision in the darkest moment of your life. Despite your situation, move forward. I want you to move forward. even when you can't see the next step. Because when you move, your world moves. Toastmasters.
Thank you, Jessica.